ओमज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य निरञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितमेन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोविष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं गुरो श्रीयुतकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगना रघुनाथं नितं तां सजीवं साहदैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादा सगना ललितां श्रीविशाखावतं च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश कान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. Welcome to this discussion on Bhagavad Gita as it is. Right now we are discussing on chapter number 6, Dhyana Yoga. And we are still in the first part of the shloka, which is shloka, no, first part of the chapter, which is description of Aruruksho to Aruda stage. Right now we are in shloka number 8. Let us go to the shloka. ज्ञान विज्ञान तृप्तात्मा कूटस्थ जितेन्द्रियः युक्त इति उच्यते योगी समदोषास्म कांचना. This is a very, very important shloka. It tells about the knowledge and the self-realized knowledge. And what happens when we have self-realized knowledge, then we become fully satisfied, which is Triptatma, Kutastha, and that person is situated Vijitendriya, having conquered the senses, sensually controlled. Yukta iti uchyate yogi. So, such a person is situated in transcendence and he considers Lostrasna Kanchana, which is pebbles, stone, and gold. So we need to have a deeper understanding of this shloka. A person is said to be established in self-realization and is called a yogi when he is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is self-controlled. He sees everything, whether it is pebbles, stone, or gold, as same. What does the same means? That is very important for us to understand. In this verse, the Krishna describes about an expert when a person moves from Aruruksho to Aruda stage, he becomes an expert. How this expert is situated and what is his vision. That is the point which is being discussed here. So, Samalosrasma Kanchana, the self-realized person considers pebbles, stone, and gold to be same. The point that is made here is that the yogi doesn't imagine that worldly things will make him happy. The yogi understands that I am soul, I am spiritual, gold or stone is material, they cannot make me happy in any sense. Anyone who is spiritual cannot be made happy by material things. Thus, spiritual person becomes detached. So, how does uh, a spiritual person get detached? He understands that no material thing can make him happy. So, what is the meaning of this acquired knowledge and spiritual knowledge? Prabhupada actually uses a sentence here. Book knowledge without realization of supreme truth is useless. This is the first line in the purport. So, book knowledge cannot bring transformation or purification. It is useless. It is useless. So, when somebody buys Prabhupada's books and he starts reading, the first thing that he will do is that he will try to understand. And that understanding makes him to come to the temple and ask further question. So Srila Prabhupada is quoting here one interesting shloka from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. At Shri Krishna Namadi Na bhave grahiyam indriye sevanmukhe jivado swayam eva spruti adaha. So this is an interesting shloka from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.234. This shloka, and what does that mean? No one can understand the transcendental nature of name, fame, name, form, quality, past tense of Sri Krishna through his materially contaminated senses. Only when one becomes spiritually saturated by transcendental service to the Lord, or the transcendental name, form, quality, and past tense of the Lord revealed to him. So this is taken from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Uh, Now, Sevan Mukhe, to one who is, Sevan Mukhe means one who is engaged in Krishna's service. Unmukhe means we are actually turned, right now in our present condition, we have turned away from Krishna. Unmukhe means that we turn towards Krishna by serving Him. We have turned our face away from Krishna, but by doing service to Krishna, we face Krishna. Then what is this word spruvati? Spurti. Spurti means remembrance. There is one more word called as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. Smaranam also remembrance. So Spurti means manifest or remembrance. There are two words which is Smaranam and Spurti which also mean remembrance. Smaranam is the conscious cultivation of remembrance of Krishna which is part of our sadhana bhakti. This conscious striving to serve Krishna is Smaranam, and this forms the part of the nine limbs of Bhakti. Smaranam is one of the important limb. It is the third limb in Bhakti practice. But Spruti is remembrance which Krishna gives to us. This is like wave of spiritual thought, wave of devotional thought. This takes us rapidly closer to Krishna. Smaranam is our effort to swim in the ocean or swim in the ocean towards one direction. Spruti is a huge wave or a huge current which pushes us in the direction towards which we want to travel. We keep doing, so when we keep doing our sadhana bhakti, we try to remember Krishna through his holy names. When Krishna, by our endeavors, uh, it becomes happy, there is a way of bhakti favoring our endeavors, which propels us towards Krishna. This is how Krishna reveals to us. Krishna will get revealed to us. So, what is Krishna telling here by this shloka is that, okay, what is the connection of this thought? Jnana Vijnana Triptatma Kutastav Jitendriya Yukta iti Uchyate Yogi Samalosrasma Kanchana. How is that related to this shloka uh, of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu? So, what is Krishna trying to tell us, and how Prabhupada is linking these two shlokas? So, we gain knowledge of Krishna, and then we get deeper realization of Krishna by Krishna's mercy. This can only make us fully satisfied. Atat Shri Krishna Namadi. So, by chanting the holy names, Grahyam Indriya, um, and it is very difficult to understand uh, the qualities, past tense of Krishna. But when we use the most interesting sense, which is the sense of taste, Jivado specifically relates to the tongue. So when we engage our tongue in service of Krishna, then we get deeper realization. The knowledge of spiritual life is like I am not body, I am the soul. Spiritual happiness is far better than material happiness. This knowledge can be gained from books or from discussions with devotee. We still would not cannot understand I am not this body. Everything I do is still related with body. The understanding that I am soul has sunk so deep into us that that it is very difficult to come out of the bodily conception. I see in my day-to-day life that my attraction for opposite sex is increasing, and this attraction only gives happiness. So how can I relate that spiritual happiness is far better than material happiness? So how should I understand this concept of Spritihada? How I can get this realization? We always see that there is a disconnect between what we read in scriptures and what we do in our day to day life. So, when we read from scriptures, we get only book knowledge. So, then we need to understand, get a realized knowledge. So, how to reconcile this difference between the book knowledge and the self-realized knowledge? We cannot reconcile that without practice of bhakti. We have to practice chanting the holy names of Krishna, take Krishna Prasada. So, this means we need to engage our tongue in service of Krishna, which is Jivara. When we do this, gradually we understand the connect. This engaging the tongue in service of Krishna makes us turn towards Krishna. Then we start realizing the descriptions in the scriptures. This brings satisfaction to us. This realization makes us immune to material desires and also doubts. Then we can understand how attraction to opposite sex is the lowest form of enjoyment that we can get, and hence it is important for us to give up the taste for such thing. Now, if you see the purport, Prabhupada is making one more interesting line. He is a transcendental because he has nothing to do with mundane scholarship. For him, mundane scholarship and mental speculation, which may be as good as gold to others, are of no greater value than pebbles and stone. So Prabhupada here is talking about the academic knowledge. By transcendental knowledge, one can remain steady in his conviction, but by mere academic knowledge, one can be easily deluded and confused by apparent contradictions. So here, Prabhupada is referring to the realization of the self-realized knowledge. So mundane scholarship, we see that there are so many institutes all around the world which give scholarships for doing a philosophy thesis and so on. This calls for sufficient effort, diligence, hard work. Um, though it is academic scholarship, we see that a significant amount of time and energy is being spent on it. However, it is completely different from spiritual advancement. So, mundane scholarship is not related with attraction for Krishna. Therefore, in this case, we see that a devotee does not perceive any value, does not give any value to the mundane scholarship. He considers that as a pebble or a stone. Devotee understands and realizes that the purpose of any knowledge is to love Krishna. Devotee knows that a mundane scholarship will not bring him any real happiness. Real happiness comes only by relating ourselves to Krishna. Now we can also understand that materialist will perceive gold as valuable, stone as something which does not have any value, and Jnani will perceive gold as well as stone as something which does not have any value. But devotee values whatever can be brought in service of Krishna. If it is a pebble or a stone, devotee will see how we can bring it in the service of Krishna by using it in construction of temple. Gold it can be once again brought in service of Krishna by making beautiful ornaments for Krishna and decorating temple of Krishna. So all this can be used in its own way in service of Krishna. So there is an interesting anecdote that during the construction of Vrindavan temple, there were challenges in getting cement for construction. Cement was very scarce at that time. Devotees have to wait for months. The permission to get cement was very slow. Supply was very uncertain. Each day, the devotees had to go to Mathura to search for even few bags of cement. And devotees were sometimes cheated. So one batch of 20 bags uh, came, but they were mixed with a lot of other material. And when the devotees used to construct a column made from these cement, the cement remained soft and the entire column collapsed. So there was a huge struggle, and finally the largest shipment arrived, and the devotees felt that it was all because of the influence of Srila Prabhupada, by mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So when the trucks carrying the cements arrived, Srila Prabhupada told the Gunnar Nava Prabhu to count every bag. The delivery continued from morning to night. Police carried each bag into shed, and this Prabhu he recorded each one of the bag. Srila Prabhupada came out several times. His attention was steady, and in the evening he wanted exact number of bags that were available. He also asked whether the cement bags were all protected and locked. Therefore, we could see that Srila Prabhupada was very serious and on something which is 100% material, which is like cement. But Prabhupada regarded it as a treasure because it is to be used in service of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada was sannyasi, but he regarded cement as an essential commodity for the service of Krishna, for building a temple for Krishna. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada valued cement enormously. Srila Prabhupada focused on devotional utility, devotional potential of cement. So, for a devotee, for his own self, neither stone nor a pebble nor gold matters. But for Krishna's sake, even stone can be as valuable as gold. So this is the transcendental perspective and a devotional perspective. Krishna, in this verse, Samolostrasma Kanchana, emphasizes that a person who has acquired the self-realized knowledge, a spiritual self-realized knowledge, understand that nothing material can be happy. Therefore, he becomes sama, he becomes equipoised, he becomes unaffected, and his approach is equipoised and unaffected for every material thing. He has equal vision on every material thing. And that equal vision, Samalostrasma, is engaging everything in service of Krishna. So if you see the entire flow of Bhagavad Gita here, entire flow of Bhagavad Gita in in this chapter 1 to 9, the stage talks about the process of advancement in yoga from Aruruksha to Arudha stage, from the beginning stage to the advanced stage. So in these verses, from 1 to 9, we are moving from Aruruksha stage to the Arudha stage of Astanga Yoga. So Krishna is here talking about essential difference between this Aruruksha stage and Aruda stage. So this difference is not just it is not just material, it is internal. So if you see the shloka number 6.3, Arurukshor Muni Yogam Karma Karana Muchyate Yogaruda Sasheva Sama Karana Muchyate. For one who is neophyte in the Eightfold Yoga system, work is said to be the means, and for one who is already elevated in yoga, cessation of all material activities is said to be the means. So in Aruruksha stage, that is the beginning stage, activity is the means of advancement. And in Aruda stage, advanced stage, we give up work. However, there is no big difference. The essential difference, if we consider, is that internal, and that is control over the mind. This capacity of being equipoised toward external things, this comes from realized knowledge, and that realized knowledge comes from engaging our intelligence in controlling the mind. So when we understand that when we use our intelligence to control mind is our friend, then we are moving towards the Aruda stage. And we also understand if mind controls our intelligence, then our decision making faculty is hampered. In this such situation, mind is our enemy. This control is based on knowledge we have acquired and realized by practice of devotional service, by practice of serving Krishna. We need to do actually a deeper, we need to do deep dive on this shloka. I have made some slides, but I couldn't complete it. Um, I think we can discuss that in our next class. This is something to do with Jnana Vijnana Dharma. I have not completed, but we will do this in our next session. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much. Panchakalpatarubhyasya, Kripa Sindhu Vairavaja, Pavitana Pavarubhya, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. ग्रंथराज भगवत गीता की जय जगत गुरु श्री राम प्रभुपाद की जय हरे हरे कृष्ण